Going further in my explanation as regard to what unrighteousness entails, as stated in the book of Romans chapter number 1 and verse number 29, we saw unrighteousness, then fornication. I took my time in my last video to explain what fornication is all about, which is a rascality on the side of sexual behavior, that God counts it as an unrighteous act and will not count anyone that is engaged in it as someone that is free from his judgment. Automatically, when you engage in any fornication of any type, whether adultery or the proper fornication, so far it is sexual misbehavior. Definitely you are in for God's judgment. Permit me to throw more light on that, because in that my last video I said that no matter how highly placed you are, either politically, academically, religiously, or in any institution you see yourself as a highly placed personality, and you are behaving rascally as regard to sexual activities, God's judgment is coming upon you. I said it. Now, permit me to talk about God's own pattern of approach to things he made. Number one, our God is God that doesn't give room to abuse of anything. It was God that created male and female and created the object for sexual performance between them. God does not want that to be abused. Number one, he created it purposely for procreation, and God is God of orderliness. When God decided that man will be procreative in nature, it must be done in a decent and organized manner. And that's why he made a family unit where man will look for a woman officially and get married to her. After he has fulfilled all cultural and religious requirement and societal requirement and family is established, then they are now good to go in carrying out sexual life. Anything contrary to that attracts God's judgment. And let me say this, no matter what you think justifies your act of misbehaving sexually, it doesn't make any meaning as regard to God's impartial nature in judgment. I want also to say this, that you have not been caught does not mean that you are justified. The day God's judgment will come, it will be very terrible. When God designed male and female, he created attraction and made it as an instinct both in man and in woman, that whenever a woman sees a man, she's attracted to a man. Whenever a man sees a woman, he's attracted to a woman. If not that attraction God embedded in man, instinctively abuse would have been inevitable. Abuse is what God hates with passion. Do things according to the way God designed it. God wants us to live a decent and organized life. God wants us to run a decent and organized society, not a crisis-laden society. That is why he wants every child that will be born to come under the family unit, so that godly offsprings will fill everywhere. An offspring that will have proper training from their parents. Imagine a situation where you go into sexual rascality and ended up producing a child that doesn't have a responsible father. That is where the problems in the society begins. And God wants us to have a coordinated and organized society. That is why we have to see God as a reasonable and intelligent being, and not as an unintelligent being, because sometimes we see these laws of God as if God has given it so that we will not have enjoyment. What enjoyment would you have in something God said don't do? He understands more than you do. Today we are seeing a lot of people being killed where they went into venture for sexual rascality. We are seeing women being slaughtered here and there just because they went to meet their boyfriend, and all these men friend and all these rascalities, sexual rascalities in the society being carried out. They lost their life on the way. What we are saying is this: when God said fornication is an unrighteousness, see it from that perspective. Coming to religious leaders, I want us to know that there are many religious leaders who are committing sexual rascality here and there. Worst still is that such ones engage in fornication and also engage in adultery, because nobody can challenge them, because it is done in the secret, because it is done in the hotel rooms. God's judgment is coming upon you. Stop that nonsense. It is an unrighteous act. There is no way God will change his righteous standard and it become an unrighteous standard and is acceptable to God. Permit me to end this video by saying this: God came to rescue man from such ignoble attitude and character, and that is the incarnation we are talking about. Accepting that way so that we get back to God and stop committing unrighteous act will do us a very good omen. Thank you for watching. I remain Pastor Elisha, a rising voice in Africa and a reformer with a difference.